Hey there, ready to really dig into something?
I'm ready.
Let's deep dive straight into Southeast Asia, specifically Thailand,
Oh, interesting.
Nvidia, and a whole lot of ambition swirling around.
Yeah.
You sent over some fascinating articles, a mix of Thai and English, all about Nvidia, maybe setting up shop in Thailand.
Yeah, it's really caught a lot of attention.
And I can see why. I mean, this has game changers written all over it.
What I think is so interesting here is how this whole story kind of brings together like global tech trends, but then also like a nation's economic strategy.
Right.
And there might even be like a little bit of political maneuvering happening behind the scenes.
Oh, juicy.
It's exciting stuff.
Okay, so no more teasing. Let's unpack this.
Okay.
We're talking about Nvidia. The same company that makes those insanely powerful graphics cards that gamers like practically drool over, right?
Right, yeah, the ones that are almost impossible to get your hands on,
Exactly.
especially now.
But this sounds like it's way bigger than just, the latest and greatest in gaming.
Oh, absolutely. This is about like big picture stuff. We're talking AI, data centers,
Wow.
and Thailand, really, like aiming to be a major player in this whole AI economy.
Okay, so this is not just like a little satellite office. This is
No.
this is potentially a whole like shift.
This is the big leagues, yeah.
Okay, so let's start with the basics.
Okay.
Is there any actual fire behind all this smoke?
Yeah, I think so.
Is Nvidia really considering investing in Thailand, or is this like a rumor mill situation?
I think there's definitely some heat behind the hype.
Okay.
We're seeing reports from like multiple really reputable sources.
Like who? Give me names.
Bloomberg, for one.
Okay, they're not exactly,
Yeah, they're not throwing stuff out there, just.
fly-by-night operation.
Exactly. And also really prominent Thai news outlets are picking this up as well.
Okay, so this isn't just like a blurb in like a text section somewhere. This is like
No, this is front page news.
front page news. Okay.
Yeah, and they're all saying that Nvidia is seriously considering making a significant investment in Thailand.
So it's not just whispers in the wind. These are reputable sources saying that Nvidia is looking at Thailand. What kind of evidence is there to back this up, though?
One word. Srettha.
Okay, Srettha, as in former Prime Minister Srettha Thavisin.
Exactly.
Okay, fill me in.
So he was the prime minister.
Right.
And he's been really like incredibly proactive about trying to attract foreign investment. And it's clear that like tech is a top priority for him.
Right, he was all over the news just a few months ago for that trip he took to the APEC Summit in San Francisco.
Yeah.
He met with a ton of tech CEOs there.
He did. It was like a whirlwind tour.
And wasn't Nvidia's CEO Jensen Huang one of them?
He was one of them. And these were not just like casual drop-bys.
Right.
Srettha met with, I think, leaders from 15 major companies.
Wow.
Including Jensen Huang specifically to talk about investing in Thailand.
So it was a full-on, like, charm offensive.
It was a full-on charm offensive. And honestly, it seems like it worked because Thai media is buzzing about Jensen Huang potentially planning a visit to Bangkok in December.
Googly.
Possibly to make, like, a formal announcement.
Oh, wow.
So,
So reading between the lines here, it sounds like this potential Nvidia investment is directly linked to Srettha's push to bring in, like, big tech to Thailand. That's not a coincidence.
No, this is like a key part of this broader strategy to revitalize Thailand's economy, his government. They really want to position Thailand as the place to invest, particularly in technology and innovation.
It's like they're not just looking for like a cash injection.
No.
They want a complete image overhaul.
Totally.
Like they want to be known as like a global tech hub.
Yes.
Right.
It's exactly what they want.
That's the goal.
And AI is at the forefront of that vision. Srettha's made it very clear that he sees AI as like the key to tackling some of Thailand's biggest challenges. We're talking like poverty, boosting the overall economy. It's really ambitious.
Wow.
It's a big goal.
Now, this is where it gets really interesting to me.
Yeah.
Srettha's background is in property development.
Oh, that's right.
He's a former real estate mogul.
Interesting.
Who is now leading this charge into the world of artificial intelligence. That's quite a pivot.
It is.
That's quite a jump.
Yeah, you don't see that every day.
I mean, I guess they both involve building, but
it's a different scale.
Very, very different scales.
Yeah, and you can definitely see how his business acumen is shaping his approach to governing now.
Yeah.
He's all about cutting through red tape, which in any country can be,
a nightmare.
Attracting that foreign investment. And he really, you can tell he understands that technology, particularly AI, is critical to driving economic growth these days.
It's like he's applying the principles of building a skyscraper to building an AI economy. You lay the foundation, you attract the right investors, and then you just kind of like watch the innovation rise.
It's a good analogy, yeah.
But here's my question.
Okay.
Why Nvidia?
Good question.
They're not exactly known for building data centers like some of these other tech giants are.
That is true.
Right.
You're right. Nvidia isn't in the business of building data centers themselves.
Right.
But they're the ones who are essentially providing the brains behind them.
Okay, explain that.
So Nvidia designs and manufactures the incredibly powerful chips, the software that's essential for AI development and all of its different applications, right?
Okay.
So think of it like this. Data centers, they're like the body.
Okay.
But Nvidia, they're providing the brain power.
So it's not just about having a physical location to store the data.
Right.
It's about having the processing power to actually do something with all that data.
Exactly. Okay. And that's where Nvidia comes in. Their technology enables everything.
Okay, like what?
Like the complex AI simulations, deep learning algorithms, things like facial recognition, you know how that works so quickly now, language translation.
It's true. I'm using it all the time now.
Right. And even medical diagnoses, Nvidia's tech is behind a lot of that.
And so Thailand wants in on that action.
Yeah.
They're aiming to be a serious player in this AI economy, and they see Nvidia as like a key partner to make that happen.
Absolutely. I mean, Nvidia is a global leader in AI hardware and software. And having them in Thailand, that could be a game changer. It really could.
In what sense?
It could attract more tech talent to the country.
Okay.
Encourage startups to maybe focus on AI solutions instead of, whatever else they're doing.
Right. So it becomes this like feedback loop almost.
Exactly.
Of like you have the talent, which then breeds the innovation, which then brings in more investment.
Precisely. And that's how you become a hub, right?
Yeah.
That's how you become a regional hub for AI innovation.
So if we zoom out and like look at this bigger picture,
okay,
we have a former property tycoon turned like tech savvy leader, a nation that is very eager to like carve out their place on this like global tech landscape. And then we have this tech giant Nvidia that could hold the key to like unlocking their AI ambitions. But this is the real world.
Right.
And the real world comes with speed bumps, right?
Oh, definitely. And while this potential Nvidia investment is creating a ton of buzz and excitement,
right,
it's important to, take a step back and acknowledge that there are potential challenges, complexities. This isn't a done deal.
What kind of challenges are we talking about?
Well, for starters, Thailand's economy has been facing some, headwinds lately, political instability.
Right.
And the lingering effects of the pandemic on tourism have taken a toll.
Right. Tourism was a huge part of their economy pre-pandemic.
Exactly. So attracting investments like this potential one from Nvidia, it's crucial.
Yeah, because this is it's not just about boosting the tech sector at this point.
Yeah.
It's about injecting like much needed energy into the entire economy.
Exactly. Creating jobs and building new opportunities for Thai citizens.
Right. So the stakes are high.
Stakes are very high.
But it's not like a guaranteed win. Even if Nvidia does set up shop, there are still hurdles, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
What else could get in the way?
Well, there are a lot of concerns about transparency. With all this investment coming in, is it actually going to benefit all levels of Thai society?
Right.
Or is it going to be concentrated at the top?
Right. But will it trickle down is the question.
Exactly. And then on top of that, we can't forget about the competition.
Oh, right. It's not like Thailand is the only country that wants to be a tech hub.
No, they're just one player in a very crowded field, and everyone wants a piece of that AI pie.
Everyone wants to be the next Silicon Valley.
Exactly. It's a land grab right now.
So how does this all play out? I mean, it sounds like...
that's the million-dollar question, right?
It really does.
We've got all these factors colliding. Global tech trends, economic development, internal politics. It's fascinating to watch.
And a little nerve-wracking if you're the one trying to, steer the ship.
High stakes.
So what do you think? I mean, what's the most likely outcome here?
I mean, if I had a crystal ball...
Right.
But if NVIDIA's presence attracts more tech talent and startups to Thailand, it could create this ripple effect far beyond just like one company's investment.
It's like that old saying,
what's that?
A rising tide lifts all boats.
Right.
Except in this case, it's like a rising microchip lifting an entire economy.
That's a great way to put it, yeah.
So the real question is, is this a true AI revolution for Thailand?
Right.
Or is it just a temporary blip on the radar?
Because a lot of times these things, they sound good on paper, but they don't always pan out.
Right. It's all about execution.
Exactly. So that's what we're going to have to see.
So we just have to wait and see.
We have to wait and see how this unfolds.
And hope for the best for Thailand.
Absolutely.
That they really do become this tech hub that they're striving for.
Fingers crossed. Yeah, it'd be great for them.
Yeah, it'd be incredible for the whole region, really.
Absolutely.
It's exciting, but yeah, it's a wait and see situation.
It really is. Yeah, it's like this whole thing kind of highlights how complex it all is.
Yeah.
You know, you've got like global tech trends, but then you have economic development and even like internal politics all kind of intertwine.
And all of those things moving at a different pace.
Exactly. It's fascinating.
It's a lot to keep track of.
It really is. And, you know, like we were saying, it all comes down to whether this actually like creates that ripple effect.
Right, like if enough of the right things fall into place.
Exactly, like if Nvidia being there attracts the talent and then the startups, then you really start to see those waves.
And that's when it becomes less about Nvidia and more about...
Right, it becomes about Thailand as a hub, as a destination.
So what's like the one thing that you're most curious to see how it plays out?
For me, it's really about the potential for transformation, you know? This isn't just about Thailand becoming like another tech hub on the map.
Right.
It's about AI potentially helping them address some really deep challenges.
Like we were talking about before, like the poverty, the boosting the overall economy.
Right, like can AI play a part in actually lifting people up? That's what I'm most interested in.
Yeah, that's a really good point because so often it's about like the bottom line.
Right, it's all about profit.
Exactly. And this has the potential to be about so much more.
It does. It really does. But again, we have to see. The story's still being written.
It's an exciting story, though, and hopefully one with, like, a really positive ending for Thailand.
Fingers crossed.
Well, you have given us a lot to think about today. This has been, I feel like, such a fascinating deep dive.
It's a fascinating topic.
It is.
And it's moving so quickly.
And to our listeners, we hope that you have enjoyed this deep dive into like the high stakes world of global tech investment.
It's a wild world out there.
It really is. And who knows, maybe we'll be back in a few months to see how this is all playing out.
I'd love that. Yeah, let's do it.
Until next time.